Did you get to make any videos yesterday? You're not in your car, right? Yeah, because you had to race there. Huh? I know. I saw that one. I saw it in the house, bitching and moaning about me being on my side of the bed. I know I was on my side of the bed. Good morning. Well, that bird is fucking loud, isn't it? Yeah, that's what he's saying. Michigan, hello. How's it going? It's going fine. Guys, you could please tap the fuck out of the screen, tap the fuck out of the heart, share the live, interact with the live to boost the live. That would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, Renee is quite the picture drawer, isn't she? Uh-huh. Did I mean to? I didn't fart. What's up, buddy? You can come in here, but you got to behave. Come on. 1. Ninja, why did you retract your message? Oh, the chair? Yeah. Makes all kinds of noise. This is going to be for 3 o'clock. Yeah, that's Clyde, our dog. No, I did not see Trump say that. Yeah, they're if they stop international flights to blue cities, it's gonna just destroy travel in this country, and they know it. I gotta take my pills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the pills. The morning pills. What are you saying? You what? Ringing the alarm 2A. Say that again. Time to take back the country. What are you suggesting, Poyu? Jesus, Robert, that's a hell of a new acronym right there. That's your 5 milligram of don't need to kick up. What? Man, it must be too early for me to understand half the shit you guys are saying out there. I know what I need. Frank, leave her shoes alone. Risky business there. Oh shit, I missed a whole bunch of stuff here. My bad. Hang on. Second Amendment, brother. Poyu, I want you to be specific. What is it that you're suggesting? I'm sorry, I missed that conversation. Poyu, are you suggesting that Americans take up arms against their government? And who's suggesting that to you? Are you suggesting it, or is there a content creator that's suggesting it to you? Interesting that you say that, Poyu. Do you see him doing that? Do you see him doing that? Then that should tell you everything that you need to know. If somebody on social media continues to show up everywhere where all of the hotspot problems are overnight, somehow has all the funding he needs to be able to stay there for multiple days, and suggests that you take up arms against your government while he doesn't, maybe that's not somebody you should listen to. I'm just saying. If he's telling you to pick up arms and go against your government, how come he's not leading the fight there? How come he's not doing that? I listen, I'm not trying to rip on hang on one second. Good morning. Have some breakfast, wake up, plenty of time. We're going to be home all day. You've got lifting at noon. After you've had breakfast, go across the street and hit old boys. Okay, real good, real heavy. But in the meantime, just spend some time waking up. I'm not trying to rip on anybody in particular. I'm just saying, think about what people are saying to you. People are always saying, well, we need to shit like that. We need to take up arms. Then be the person that takes up arms. Don't tell somebody else to put their life and their freedom and everything they own on the line when you're not willing to do it yourself. The other thing I would ask you to ask is, where's the money coming from for that? When he was in Minnesota, when he was in Chicago, he's in New Jersey, where's the money coming from? Who's backing that? Kind of hard to say that we don't have paid protesters in these locations when some people are being paid to be there. Even if their cause is right and just and good, it is hard to argue that there are no paid protesters from the left when there are people that are paid to be there. What's wrong with paid protesting? Nothing if you're upfront about it. If you're honest, you're upfront and you're transparent about it. And if the people who are paying you are not paying you to not do other things. then there ain't a goddamn thing wrong with it. I'm down for the transparency. How do you get paid for protesting? By organizations giving you monthly allotments to go to where protests are. If you're pulling in, say, oh, let me guess here, $8,000 a month, roughly, allegedly, from an organization that then moves you from protest site to protest site to protest site when you don't have any fucking money to do so yourself, seems to me like you're a paid organizer, you're a paid protester. What organizations? We'll talk about that when the time is right. Or you can do some digging of your own. Just join the stream. Hope you're having an amazing week. It's been going so far so good. Bought a new front door, hoping that it gets installed today. That's what the schedule says. Uh, Son's in weightlifting. He's doing well. The weather's been okay. Family's healthy. You know what I mean? View from below. Hello. No, not so far, Watchdog. Not so far. Just people looking to have a conversation. You know what I mean? Everybody could use some money. And therein lies the problem. When everybody can use some money and somebody shows up with some for somebody that needs some. Fifth, thank you very much. The new grandbaby is so far so good. Still has I guess, a somewhat fucked up sleeping schedule, as newborns tend to be or tend to have. The Trump phone saga? Elaborate, Watchdog. You talking about those Trump phones that went out to people? I mean, they got a shitty phone. That's the update. Once again, I'm not saying paid protesting is necessarily wrong if it is made apparent up front. When people keep yelling, there are no paid protesters, there are no paid protesters, that's a bullshit narrative. And then you've got people that are being paid to be there. That's a hard argument to argue against. No, it's not even an iPhone, Laura. It's an Android that they stopped making in 24, and the Chinese company apparently refurbished a bunch of these for the Trump brand. And then on the back slapped the Trump name and an American flag that has less than 13 stripes. And when you see the Trump phone advertisement for them, them bragging about bringing them back from China or whatever it was, they were talking about the big cool feature is that they have a headphone jack where you can plug in an old school headphone. Yeah, that's the phone that these motherfuckers put down $100 deposits on over a year ago. That's the phone that the Trump family made over $60 million on. Now these aren't flip phones, they're one screen phones, but they're refurbished Androids that once again they stopped making in 24. Bring back the flip phones with no smarts. Do you guys follow oh my god, what is his name from Florida? There's a gentleman who grew a big account we've been mutuals on or we were mutuals on my last account on TikTok. He's a black gentleman from and he always shows videos of weird things that happen in Florida. And he always like flips his flip phone up and he's like, only in Florida, man. I'm just glad I got it on a flip phone. Some of the funniest shit. Yeah, the flip phones go way, way back. Like, so our 25-year-old, when she was 9, got a slide phone. Remember, it looked like a regular phone, and then you turn it sideways and you slide it up, and there was a keyboard underneath. Wix, OMG, it's Wix. Yes, that's the guy. Um, so that you follow him as well. Yeah, great content creator. Very funny Florida-based content. You loved your slide phone. I loved my BlackBerry. When I had to switch from a phone that had actual buttons on it to a touchscreen phone, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna suck." I hung on to my BlackBerry for a long time too. I didn't wanna go. I said to my wife, I said to Renee, I said, "I don't want a phone that doesn't have a button on it. I don't like that." Halfway to what? Who are you talking about, Tree? The Engage? No, I never heard of that one. Sorry, hang on a second. Nancy Mace. Oh yeah, Nancy Mace is crashing out hard. How do I not have 500,000 subs yet? I don't know. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. I built TikTok to 1.5 million, and then when they took that from me, I started working really hard on this page on YouTube, and I'm still on TikTok, but now I'm making a concerted effort to grow all of my pages. Got a late start on all of them, but I've got 12,000 on Facebook, 46,000 on Instagram, 19,000 on Threads, 14,000 on Bluesky, back up to about 33,000 on TikTok, and then this one here. We'll get it back up. I'm gonna be diligent over the next couple of years to grow all of these platforms. Um, Obviously, I put video content out on all of them. Um, the most uncensored content is here. But then on Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook, and Instagram, I also post like memes every day and things that are not video format. So if you're on any of those platforms, go follow me on those. If you go to, there are links in every description of every video here that'll take you to each one of those. And I'm gonna grow it to 1 million in each one. That's my goal. I want 1 million on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. At TikTok, I could care less if I have 1 million on, to be honest with you, at this point in time. I'm on Snapchat as well. Once again, if you go to the description section of any one of my videos here on YouTube or into my bio on my page on YouTube, you'll get links to all of that. If you go to my website, Old Hippie Media, you'll get links to all of my social media sites, plus links to every podcast I've been a guest on, 7 or so, links to the newspapers I've been featured in, the AARP newsletter I was in. You'll find all of that on my website, which there's a link to in my bio here on the page. I swear these weather stations and apps just say what people want to hear. Right now, we need rain for the fires and crops. So app says rain, yet there's nary a drop, just clouds. Some names for Trump: dementia, despot, diddler, dummy, Donnie, Chancellor Cheeto, Mango Mussolini. Yeah, Der Muskfuhrer, uh, the Tangerine Twat Hole, Pervert Hoover. There was a couple more I can't remember. Germany, hello. What is this about not labeling yourself? Even though I don't label myself, I was shown that the Democrats would really helping to rebuild. Yeah, as they kind of always have to do. It seems it just sucks. What are my thoughts on doctors saying that Trump is taking too many of those cognitive tests to not have dementia? That's I think it's 100% correct. He's probably experiencing the very early stages of it, so he's not like walking around the White House not knowing what day it is or nothing like that yet. But I think that he's at the very early stages of it. You don't take the three of these in 13 months if they're not watching something. You just don't. And you don't go to get physicals every 3 to 6 months if they're not watching something. They're keeping an eye on something going on with him. And listen, the thing about it is it's okay to say, "Hey man, I got some physical issues as I'm approaching 80." He's going to be 80 this month, right? It's okay to say that, but he can't do it because it would make him look less than superhuman. Boy, right on. Exactly. He'll based on everything that I've seen from medical creators to articles that I've read, he is experiencing. It appears to be experiencing the early stages of it, but he's at a stage. Most people say that when it goes into something more advanced, it's not going to be like a 3 month. It'll be like he'll show this sign, he'll show this sign, he'll show this sign, he'll show this sign, and then all of a sudden it's really bad. What? Oh, you're talking about the viewers to like ratio? Yeah, if you guys could keep hitting the like button or the heart button, tap the screen or tap the heart. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Trump's immunity for IRS audits is total bullshit. It's just no way in hell that ever stands. If the acting attorney general can just write a one-page memo saying that this can happen, then the next attorney general can just write a one-page memo saying that that's done. We're not doing that anymore. It's insane to even entertain the notion that you could put your personal lawyer into the acting attorney general's position and then have them write a one-page memo that says you and your family and businesses can never be investigated by any government agency ever in perpetuity. That's not a thing. He can think he's not going to be investigated. Watch him get investigated if the Democrats take over. Your finger is going numb from liking the button. Well, I appreciate you sacrificing your finger for the cause. He's already repeating the same thing over and over again. That's the problem. His his stump speech is all he has, no matter where he's at, no matter what the circumstances are. Do I think Tucker Carlson is going to get into the 2028 race? No, but I could be mistaken. I don't think so. Okay, so somebody asked me just now if I think that the dementia is just now beginning. Why do I think he's going to pass away of natural causes before the 2028 election? Because he has more than dementia going on with him. His heart is failing. The signs are all there that his heart is failing as well. And my guess is they're watching the cognitive tester for the dementia that's begun, but the reason he keeps going back and having full ass physicals is not only neurological. They're watching his heart. They're trying to see if they can keep the swelling under control, the bruising under control. There's more to it than just neurological shit. JD Vance is absolutely going to try and run for president in 2028. I just don't know if he's going to be very viable because Trump is already talking bad about it. This week, Trump started talking bad about JD Vance. Oh, I think the heart condition is what's going to take him out. I think his heart is giving out and he has access to the best medical care humanly possible. And it's that and the most advanced medications humanly possible that's keeping him alive, in my opinion. But you can only keep the heart alive so much. Eventually, it shuts down. He has he has the visual symptoms of congestive heart failure for sure. As somebody who has congestive heart failure and whose father and the men in his life had congestive heart failure, the ankles swelling up the way they are and the bruising on the hands, those are dead giveaways. And here's the thing, you can treat those conditions with medication. You can have them come into the doctor's office every fucking month and look at him. But at some point in time, when the heart gives out, the heart gives out. Heart attack, maybe a stroke that would I know that's different, but I mean he's definitely in the category of potential stroke victim. Yeah, it might take 3, 4 years for him to lose all of his cognitive abilities, but that doesn't mean he's got 3, 4 years left on the physical clock. And listen, I'm a fat man who doesn't take care of himself. So I kind of know what I'm talking about here. He is an 80-year-old, severely overweight man who regularly eats McDonald's daily. It that shit just adds on top of one another eventually. You pump all the medicine you want into him. Eventually, he's going to eat that last Big Mac. What's a private video, Candace? You said, "Oh my goodness!" It just told me it was a private video. Nobody knows where Trump is. He hasn't been seen by the media in 6 days. Oh, I think he's alive. I just don't know where he's at. He's doing something, but he hasn't been seen for 6 days. The woman who got punched in the face for throwing another woman's phone off the mezzanine. Yeah, I didn't mean to make that public this morning, so I pulled it back private. It'll be public tomorrow morning. Do I think he's in the hospital? No. The leaded gasoline. Or yeah, I've had a few people say that. Who do I fear the GOP nominee might be in 28? Vance. What is this? How long do you think Trump has left given his current? I don't know. There are still posts happening on Truth Social, yes. And they're posts that he would make. He's alive. I mean, you put that out of your head right now. But something's going on that he hasn't been seeing. I like AOC right where she's at in the House representing her district from New York. I don't know who the Democratic nominee will be. We don't know who's going to emerge from these midterms as a possible candidate. Sherry, the two front runners right now are Gavin Newsom and JB Pritzker. You like the picture above my head? Yeah, a follower made that. His staff does post for him on True Social, but these posts are they're from him. On the other side of the sign, there are two bears again, and I think it's red and blue. Don't forget, cross street. Hey, you're going to be late for something?
No, I just don't like doing
Huh?
I don't like doing Yeah.
Hey, I'll throw you some extra. All right, relax. Is this sign available in my shop? No, this was made for me by a follower. I have T-shirts and hats and hoodies that have the saying on it. Okay, nobody screwed Bernie. That's just a bullshit narrative. I'm sorry. Nobody screwed Bernie. Bernie Sanders was mathematically eliminated from the 2016 campaign before you even factored in those stupid ass superdelegates, which they should do away with as a party. He didn't have enough delegates before the superdelegates, and then he lost support from 16 to 20, where he got fewer votes in the primary. Not to mention the fact I'm going to be as blunt as humanly possible about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders keeps talking about how if the Democratic Party wants our votes, then they need to do this. And if the Democratic Party wants our votes, then they need to do that. Well, how come you've never run as a fucking Democrat your entire life, Bernie, until you needed to run for president? If the Democratic Party is so bad, why didn't you run as a fucking independent? You've been an independent your whole life. Well, you needed to use the Democratic Party that you claim is evil in order to get elected. And then your followers went out and voted for Donald Trump in 2016. Yeah. Sorry, that dog don't hunt. Bernie Sanders has a wealth of fantastic ideas. I agree with him on 99% of the shit that he says. But at the end of the day, you can stop at that. The DNC fucked over Bernie Sanders. Each and every fucking person in this country got a chance to walk into a voting booth during the primary in 2016 and cast their votes. And not enough of them cast their vote for Bernie fucking Sanders. And that's the bottom line. And the people who vote for Bernie Sanders, who couldn't bring themselves to vote for Hillary and couldn't bring themselves to vote for Kamala Harris, and then turn around and blame us when we're the only fucking people that actually voted for the candidate that had a chance to beat Donald Trump in each of those elections. That's just bullshit. We're not the reason Donald Trump is president. People who protest vote are. People who refuse to accept the reality that only one of two people are going to win the fucking election are. People like those fucking people I read in the live last night who voted for Bernie in the primary in 2016, but then turned around and voted for Trump in the general election in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, enough so to swing those three fucking states. That's why we have Trump. That's why we have no Roe v. Wade. That's why the Supreme Court looks the way it does. That's why farmers needed to be bailed out. That's why Alex Preddy and Renee Good are fucking dead because of those people. And I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing about how we got to stop electing old people, specifically old white men, by a group of people that want nothing more than an 80-year-old white man to be president. Either we're done with the old folks or we're done with the old folks, right? Is it we're done with the old folks the reason why Graham Plattner's going to lose in Maine? Because we had an old Democrat governor of Maine who had proven she could win a statewide race in that fucking state get pushed out because the progressives want Graham Plattner, who is now fucking up fast and picking up steam. So you need another JFK. We have another JFK. This country's not ready to elect that person, though, because he's a gay person. We have another JFK right now, Pete Buttigieg. But the United States of America is not ready to do that. You need to be voting for people that are millennials and Gen Zers, but we got to find quality candidates to run first and foremost. You just saw the video of my 6-foot chicken in the front yard. Yes, I do have a 6-foot chicken in the front yard. I have a 6-foot chicken in the front yard and about a 5-foot peacock in the backyard. No, I don't necessarily agree that everything would be great if Bernie Sanders is in the White House. I agree that things would be light years better if Bernie Sanders was in the White House as opposed to Donald Trump. But I also understand that we need to stop with the Bernie Sanders shit. Bernie Sanders is never going to be the president of this country. Period. End of fucking discussion. We have got to stop with this shit continuously bringing up Bernie Sanders. It makes the far left look every bit as cultish as the far right. It truly not the same standards. The far right is like fucking apocalyptic, stupid, fucking lock everybody up that we don't agree with, yada yada yada. But the far left is just as cultish for their guy as the far right is for their guy. And the fact that people know that Bernie Sanders will never be president. People know that that ship has sailed, but yet they continuously beat that fucking drum on social media. It's left wing cultism. It's left wing cultism, and it's why we keep having people like Donald Trump get elected. We got to stop. I get it. People, you guys like Bernie Sanders. He's a great guy. He's a nice guy. He is somebody with great ideas. He is going to be a senator and then he's going to pass away. And that's going to be the rest of his life. He is not going to be the president. Well, we don't know who unalived Charlie. because there are a lot of questions as to who they have in custody. Who they have in custody is a far right wing groiper, a follower of Nick Fuentes. But was that him? No, Schleibank. It just, I deal with it on multiple social media sites, and it's a lot of coming to get your shoes.
Yes, I am. Oh my God.
You okay?
My ass hurts.
From what? Oh. Clyde's vet visit? Oh, it was fine. Ossoff has that vibe to him, yes. Do I think NF is at least partly responsible for CK's death? NF. Why am I not putting those letters together? It's going to be something simple when you tell me, isn't it? Did John Ossoff take APAC money? I don't know, but let me be perfectly clear about something right now. I don't like the fact that APAC puts money. Oh, Nick Fuentes, my apologies. Jesus Christ. Um, I don't like the fact that APAC puts money into our politics. I don't. Um, but at the end of the day, even if John Ossoff did take APAC money, is he not the better option than the Republican? Keep in mind, it's only him or the Republican that are going to win. The Green Party candidate isn't going to win. The Libertarian isn't going to win. An independent write-in isn't going to win. It's going to be the Republican or the Democrat. So is John Ossoff with APAC money better than the Republican option? Yes, the fuck he is.
Lily cannot get Clyde's pills because she doesn't have a thing to get into the costume.
We can take care of it. Yeah, we can take care of it. Go lay down, buddy. Okay, hang on 1 second. Don't go anywhere. Did that help sync things back up? Watchdog, no, I don't think he is. Yes, listen to Fama. Uh, do not take for granted the idea of a blue wave. Don't do it. We need to all make sure we get out and vote like our lives depended on it. Make sure you're registered to vote. If you're in a red state, double check your registry every month. Get online and make sure you're still registered to vote every month. Make a plan on how you're going to vote. Talk to your friends, neighbors, and coworkers, see who needs a ride, and then get your ass to the fucking polls. Did I ever figure out what the sound was? No. I think the general consensus was there might have been some kind of pressure release happening across the highway. I live relatively close to I-55. Right across the highway, we have all kinds of natural gas and oil pipelines and shit running underneath our town. Like, if you look at the maps of the Midwest oil and natural gas pipelines, they all run underneath my town. And so there are some natural gas pipelines on the other side. We think they might have been relieving some pressure. Oh, I know I hit the nail on the head when it comes to Bernie and his supporters and how Trump won. I have the numbers from 2016 that prove Bernie Sanders voters were the difference between Hillary winning and losing. If I was forced to pick Collins or Plattner, who would I vote for? Plattner. If I lived in Maine, I would be voting for Graham Plattner. I would be voting for Graham Plattner reluctantly, but I would be voting for Graham Plattner. But that's not what's going to happen. Susan Collins is going to win re-election in that state. Elcrow, how you doing? Yeah, probably Watchdog. What up, G? What do you do? You just showed up here. What's going on? There is a small chance that the Democrats can take back the Senate. If we could win the seat in Maine and flip that seat in Texas, then yeah, I'd say we're definitely taking back the Senate. I just don't see those two races going that way. I think that the one that has a better chance of going the Democratic's way right now is Texas, and I don't think Texas is going to flip blue. I think in Maine, I think that Susan Collins is going to win Maine. What's up, buddy? Huh? What's up? What's up? You good kitty? You good kitty? Okay, just grab some floor. Okay, pull up some floor. I don't need to hold you throughout the whole goddamn thing. Trump is still calling for Canada to be the 51st state. He's still posting things on Truth Social about Venezuela being the 51st state, about Greenland being the 51st state, about carving his face into Mount Rushmore. He's fucking insane. He's fucking insane. He's the biggest embarrassment that has ever come out of the White House, period. Bar none. He is the least qualified. He is the craziest. He is the most fascist. He is the most un American president we have ever had in American history. And the Republicans that are enabling him are going to be remembered for what they have done forever and ever and ever, no matter how fucking hard they try to back out of owning this shit. As long as I have a fucking voice and a platform, I'm going to be reminding them until the day I die. Now, that ain't going to be another 50 years of that shit, clearly, given my age and health, but whatever time I got left on this fucking planet, I will use it to make sure that these people do not get to escape the accountability for what they did to this fucking country. They took the medical freedom away from my wife, my daughters, and my granddaughters in this fucking in certain states in this country. They are taking the voting voices from black people away in this country right now. The Supreme Court just ruled that Alabama could proceed with that fucking map after the Supreme Court just ruled that that map was unconstitutional. You were shocked when they reversed Roe v. Wade. This is Roe v. Wade was exactly what this court was designed to do. Everything else from here on out, Voting Rights Act, when they go after gay marriage and everything else that's coming, that's all icing on the cake. This court was designed and put together to take out Roe v. Wade. Told your friend of 20 years to get bent. MAGA is eyeing same-sex marriage. Indeed, they are. Yeah, this Supreme Court, not that long ago, a few months ago, ruled that the fucking math. Is that you, Tommy? Huh? You all good? We're good. Let's shut up. Go relax. Get ready to lift. Did they tell you what you guys are going to be lifting today? Well, you did. What'd you say? It was legs yesterday?
So we did bench, legs. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be RDLs,
Then that is,
Romanian deadlifts.
what's a Romanian deadlift?
It hurts your ass. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, my name was on this. I do not recall ever buying this.
Okay, first of all, pause. He's showing me a Romanian deadlift.
Right, but I'm in the middle of a workout. So here,
Okay, you what?
I don't know. I don't recall buying it.
Un momento, por favor. Oh, thank you for the donation, my friend. Always nice. KA. Okay, go ahead.
Romanian deadlifts like a one deadlift to start off the ground, then you lift all the way up, and you can drop it. Romanian, you bring it out and you do like that. You trace your sins, but you don't drop it. You bring it back up, and you keep doing that until you fit.
Okay. And how much do you do on that?
15 pounds for your body.
Well, I suggest you go rest, son, because you have a hell of a lifting day ahead of you. Are you guys doing anything afterwards?
We can do it.
Going to the gym?
I plan on doing it. I don't know about that. Actually, if I'm here, then get on it.
Okay, well, let your mom know. And then does anybody need to be taken to lifting?
No, Reed says Thursday is when he needs to go.
Thursday? Okay.
And then tomorrow we have, if it's already else today, we have cleans today and sprints. And cleans tomorrow and sprints.
Okay. What shirt did you wear yesterday? Make sure that you wear a different shirt.
This is a different shirt.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, get some rest. You got about an hour before you got to leave. All right. What did I miss here? Fama with the $14 donation says, activate your super stickers. They are separate from your super chat. Thank you very much, Fama. It's a wider leg deadlift. Clarence Thomas family for prison. When Biden left office, gas was $3. Now under Trump, gas is $4.35. Learned something new today. RDL means Roman deadlift. Compound lifts. He's definitely, yeah. I don't know what he's doing today. Today is day 3 of. You okay? Day 3 of freshman football weightlifting camp. So the whatever program he's on is whatever the coaches for the team have. If the Democrats win the next presidential election, should they increase the size and pack the Supreme Court? I think they should. But it's not just about winning the midterms. It would be about winning all of federal government by a decent number to be able to do that. Carlos is the 6-foot chicken. What's on the shirt? Grateful Dead dancing teddy bears. Where am I at? God damn it. It's a collared shirt. Okay. For the cruise. For the cruise. Of course she bought it. That's why her name was on it. You got to have a couple of collared shirts to go to dinner on the cruise. I know you don't remember. She just yelled from the other side of the house. I just don't remember. Yes, I knew. Oh, I need to. Fuck, what am I doing? I got to put a. I never put the thumbnail in here for this live. Sorry, give me a minute. Good Lord. Sure makes a whole lot of noise, doesn't it? Come on. Save. There we go. What am I wearing right now? It says Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago. You're Abe Froman? That's right. Sausage King of Chicago. Yep. If you can trade our current president for what? For tech we don't have, what would it be? Fucking anything. I would trade our current president for a fucking laser pointer. Give me one of them little laser pointers and I can play with the cats with, and you can have them. You don't need to give me next gen tech. The fuck? I'll give you money to take them. We're having a new door installed today. Well, at least we're on the schedule for today. So, and I say that because things happen with schedules all the time, but we're on the schedule to have a new front door put in today. Yes, Abe Froman is from Ferris Bueller. Going to trade a colonoscopy to get rid of the president. Yeah, Abe Froman is the character that Ferris Bueller said he was when they went to the fancy restaurant when they went out. He looked at the guest book and saw Abe Froman, Party of Three. And when the maitre d' came up, he goes, "And you are?" He goes, "Abe Froman." And Abe Froman happens to be the Sausage King of Chicago. And so the maitre d' says to Ferris Bueller, "You're Abe Froman?" Goes, "Yep. Sausage King of Chicago." That's right. There are no Sizzler restaurants around here that I know of. Sherwood next to Little Rock. Trade him for a wooden nickel. Is he worth a wooden nickel? She was driving to Chicago and the sign said Chicago left, so she went home. I don't. I'm doing all right. It's good. It's nice. Did you feed your fish? to feed your fish?
Not yet.
I think they were just relieving some pressure from some of the natural gas lines. That's what I think the noise was. I don't know what the incident with the Dutch police and the pregnant woman is. What? Best cheese toast? Someone explain to me why 14A Section 3 is not viable to remove Trump. Best burger I had was in Red Lobster of all places. 14th Amendment. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let me make sure I've got this right. Oh, hang on. I gotta say thank you to somebody who gave $5 donation. Thank you very much. Love your content. Happy to support. If you could choose any fictional leader to replace the orange one to fix this global mess, who would you pick? God, what was his name? Who was the president played by Mike Douglas when he was dating the girl because his wife had died? He was a good president. Are you talking about removing him because he denied people due process? President Whitaker from Independence Day? Good one. Andrew Shepard. Yeah, there you go. Fucking birds, I swear to God. You just shut the fuck up and eat the seed, man. I put out fucking all kinds of seed, like peanuts and fucking the other little bag of seed because he hasn't been convicted of insurrection. That's why. Um, and then they just sit out there and they chirp, 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 chirp. They said fictional leader, though. Fictional. FDR was a real leader. So the question was if you could pick any fictional leader. Geez, we're gonna pick up the pace now. Chirp, 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 chirp. Well, we love birds. We just don't want. I just don't want to hear them that often like that. But we feed the birds. We have 4 or 5 bird feeders out there, and a couple of dishes for the peanuts, and 3 bird bats, and several bird houses. And so we have them all. We have woodpeckers, all several little varieties of small birds, several varieties of big blackbirds with orange on their wings or with blue sheen heads, and then we got cardinals and we got fucking blue jays, and then yesterday we finally got a fucking hummingbird. Bill Pullman in Independence Day, yes. Swear to God, those fucking bird chirping is going to be the last thing I hear on my deathbed. I'm going to be laying there just like chirp, 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 chirp. Yeah, we're trying to encourage more hummingbirds. I don't know if Renee put more stuff out for the hummingbirds, though. That's most definitely her arena. She bought some fancy thing for it. No, the cats don't go outside. I will get, once the deck is replaced, and I need it to be replaced, then I'll put a catio on the deck by this big window we have that'll be perfect for them. But I don't want to put a big catio up there until the deck gets replaced. Do hummingbirds chirp? I don't know. I don't think so. Yes, exactly. It could be that the birds drive me to a point where I snap like the character in Falling Down, which was a severely underrated movie. Defense. What was the crazy sound outside of our home? That was Vikings landing for an invasion. Feeling like watching a Hitchcock film. Exactly. Hummingbirds have a very high pitched chittering. Will Spencer Pratt end up mayor? I fear he is, but goddamn, how disappointing would it be if the people of Los Angeles did that? Oh, great Michael Douglas role. Everybody in the movie was fantastic. They have a song, but it's not like regular birds, Renee says. Yeah, we don't need any more actors. No, I understand that the big talking point is I don't want a career politician to be my elected official. Yeah, you do. Why is it that politician is the only fucking field where we don't want a lick of experience? You don't go to your mechanic and say, I'm sorry, you've been my mechanic for 15 years. I gotta go find somebody else. You don't say that to your plumber. You don't say that to your handyman. You don't say that to your landscaper. But with politicians, we want to say, we want zero experience. Fuck that. No, I want experience. I just want somebody that actually wants to do the job the right way. We've tried the shit with no experience. It doesn't fucking work. I want somebody that has experience. I want a politician. I just want a good politician. And that's why I'm not in favor of term limits. Because if we could just get good politicians, then I don't want them to stop doing their job after 2 terms. If I got a good politician, like a good mechanic or a good painter or a good landscaper or a good doctor, I want them to keep doing that good job. You've never heard of falling down? Michael Douglas snaps one day and goes home to his ex-wife where there's a protection order against him. But the whole trip home is this journey through madness where he finally snaps one day and his trek to get to where he needs to be is yeah, okay. So to the people who have seen Falling Down, I hope you guys have noticed this, but have you noticed how the progression of his insanity throughout the day is matched by the progression of the weapon he acquires? He starts out acquiring what? A bat. And then he moves to a knife. And then he moves to, right? A bag of guns. The progression in weaponry keeps getting amped up, up, up as his madness keeps getting amped up, up, up. Yeah, it is a great movie. Really good movie. Um, excuse me. Another movie that I recommend to everybody is Into the Wild. Phenomenal movie. 4 rooms. Four rooms. If you're not dying laughing at 4 rooms, I mean that movie's fantastic. And once again, insane cast for 4 rooms. No, I used to drink Mountain Dew like a motherfucker. I can't touch Mountain Dew. What was in my cup? Water. Yeah, Michael Douglas. So Michael Douglas is the main character, and then Robert Duvall is the cop that's kind of putting this case together. Barbara Hershey is his ex-wife. Those are, I think, the main characters in that movie. No, I have not heard about the 401k stuff. Oh, that Elcro, that's probably Saving Private Ryan. Thank you for the toilet paper test. Robert Duvall. I love Robert Duvall's character in Four Christmases. If you've never seen Four Christmases, he plays the father of the guy in the relationship. He says to his boys, "I fed her, I kept a roof over her head, and I never lied to her face. I spoiled her, is what I did." If you think I'm going to let a stranger or a sex pervert in a uniform wander around my house and touch my underwear, you've got another thing coming. Clint Eastwood was MAGA. You got me for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to be getting off here, guys. You don't need anger management. You just need people to stop pissing you off. I feel the same. What are we throwing out pork chop recipes in the live? I've never watched a single episode of South Park. Robert Duvall's character in Colors is phenomenal. Recognize enough to get the job unless somebody knew somebody. Michael Jackson or Prince all time. For me, it would be Prince. Michael Jackson is obviously much more mainstream accomplished, I guess you would say. But from a musical taste standpoint, I'll take Prince. Boulevard Nights. What is Boulevard Nights, if you don't mind me asking? I know Hollywood Nights. That's a phenomenal movie. That's funny as hell. If you've never seen Hollywood Nights, that's with a K. You got to go see it. How many jobs have I had in my life? I don't even know. I mean, my very first job was planting sapling trees, and then I got doing detasseling corn and odd jobs on farms, and then I got a job at McDonald's, and then I worked for Sunbeam Warehouse for a little bit, humping a forklift, and then I worked for McDonald's again back up here, and then the carnival, and then just following the dead. It's not really a job. Doing odd jobs throughout the whole course of that, so you can't even add up how many of those. And then first landscape job was mowing lawns. The second landscape job was the first construction job I had. And then from there, I moved to Grant. I don't know how many landscape jobs I've had, but I had a 26-year career. Um, and now this. I don't know. We got to install Nepo baby governors, custom drone deliveries. It was cool watching how you schedule your content. That happens every 2 days. Today I'm off. I don't have to do shit today. I don't have to make content today. I have to figure out the subjects that I would like to talk about tomorrow when I make content again, but I'm off today. I'm going to be dealing with the door guys and shit like that and chilling. So, all right. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out here. It's 11.